Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days, and welcome to an excited Wrestling Days and a grateful Wrestling Days, because our good friends at Mattel sent these two items through for us. We've got the brand new Retrofest items, these brand new WWE action figures of the Iron Shiek. This is my first Iron Shiek figure, and I love the Iron Shiek. He is a former WWE champion, and such an interesting character. Those aren't kebabs that he comes with. It does look like kebab meat. They're actually Persian clubs. We're going to have a look at that in more detail in a second. And then, of course, Mr. Perfect, one of the all-time greats. He comes with the old school Intercontinental Championship belt. You can see right there, it's on a black strap rather than the white strap that we tend to get these days. So let's start, shall we, with the Iron Shiek. The Iron Shiek, as you can see right here, comes with a robe. He's got cloth goods, but he comes with those Persian clubs. And those Persian clubs are basically a show of strength. Like, you've got to be strong just to pick them up. He used to, like, rotate them over his shoulders as well. And honestly, it was really, really impressive. The one thing I want to say about these Retrofest figures is they come in that awesome packaging. Looks like a video game cabinet. But honestly, to get them out of the box... Will that stand? Will that stand? No, that doesn't stand. To get them out of the box is a nightmare. Like, they're, like, packaged in. They're then tied in. You've, like, got to wrestle with them for about 10 minutes to get them out. We've got the Persian clubs here that you can see that we were talking about just. These are made out of plastic. That's what they used to do with them. Kind of, you know, bring them over their shoulders to show that they could pick them up and they could control them. We've never had these before, so they are a very interesting accessory. Let's see if we can wrestle the Iron Shiek out of his packaging. He's tied in at the bottom, but we should be able to slip him out. There we go. So you've got the Iron Shiek figure here, and he comes with that robe, and I love this ring attire. Obviously, this is an elite figure. These are available, as we said, from Target, Target.com right now. You can get this Iron Shiek. And I can tell you, this robe slips off very easily. You don't have to wrestle with that too much. On his ring attire is a camel, because his finishing move was the camel clutch. And obviously, True FX face scan technology gives you a fantastic looking Iron Shiek face. Love that little smile that he's got. He is gonna make us humble. And obviously, double knee joints with the articulation, and then look at the boots as well. Look at the detail. They've got camels on the inside as well. I think they've got, like, is that a Persian sword on the inside? So lots of little details there, and the toes are curled over, and obviously they're blue and red, so loving them boots. And then we've got this robe, which is pretty plain, but that's how it was, and it's got, like, gold going down the sleeves, little gold highlights on. Just looks really classy. Like, when he's wearing it and everything, he does look like a chic. And I just think it's awesome. Comes with this headdress, which is plastic, but obviously, you know, sits on really well. That is such a great figure. That on a shelf is going to look absolutely brilliant. And then you've got these really unique accessories. Like, no one else has come with Persian clubs. Like, no one else could come with Persian clubs. And that slips into that hand okay. I've got a feeling this one's going to be a little trickier, because this hand seems to be a little bit more closed. Doesn't slip into the hand very easily. This is just something to be aware of if you do get this figure. Bend the thumb back, that might be the best way forward, and then pop it in. There we go. So if you bend the thumb back a little bit, not hard, then it should give you enough room to put the Persian clubs into his hands. So you can see him holding them, and then he would put them over his shoulder like that, kind of bring them forward, and he would do that like 100 times to show how strong he was. So such a great figure. You're getting unique accessories, cloth goods, true FX face scan, interesting ring attire, elite articulation. Tick, 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 tick. This figure is fire. I'm feeling like a 9.5. I could even go to a 10 because I honestly don't know what you would mark this down on. He's probably had like maybe a bit more adventurous ring attire, but that's been released before. So, yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So, big fan of the Iron Shiek. We need to move on to Mr. Perfect, an absolute legend. Mr. Perfect, you get the figure, you get a little towel, you get the old Intercontinental Championship. If we have a look on the back and actually bring in the Iron Shiek box as well, because we didn't look at the back of that, we can compare them. Iron Shiek from Iran, Mr. Perfect from Minnesota. Iron Shiek is 6 foot tall, Mr. Perfect 6'3". Iron Shiek just a little bit heavier though, 258 pounds, Mr. Perfect 257. Iron Shiek finishing move the camel clutch, Mr. Perfect the perfect plex. So there we go, we've learned a little bit about both guys. Let's see if we can get Mr. Perfect out. It's not going to be easy. It's never easy. There's lots of little bits you have to flip up and whatever, so honestly, it's such a nightmare. I mean, it's totally worth it because the packaging does look awesome, but you do have to wrestle them out of the boxes. And even when you get it out, look, you got another little box that you've got to try and wrestle it out of. We'll get there, guys. We will get there. There we go. So we've got the Mr. Perfect figure. Straight away for me, there's a small problem. That problem is it's black. I just don't think that the ring attire is very adventurous. If we can get the title out, here we go. I love that championship belt. Love the little towel. Obviously, he always came with a little towel. But I just wish that that ring attire was some kind of colour, had some kind of impact. Because it does look a little bit bland. They have done very colourful Mr. Perfect ring attires before, so maybe it's just time to do a black one. Love the face on it though. I do think the face scan is very strong. I am very impressed with that. And if you don't have a Mr. Perfect, this is a great one. I might even say a perfect one to get. Because what I will say about the ring attire is, yes, it's black. It is an elite figure though, so it's worth remembering that. You do get great accessories with it. It has got a great face. And when you turn it round, look at the detail there. Look at the detail on the back. It's like hidden round the back. It says Mr. Perfect. It's got lots of lines and things all over the ring attire. I think that looks awesome. I really do. Down on the boots, it says Mr. P, which I think stands for Mr. Perfect. That would make sense. And obviously you get that little towel as well that you can see here, which is a fabric towel. And this is probably the most exciting thing. The old school Intercontinental Championship. You can see that light blue globe. It's on a black strap. So you really don't see this belt that often. All of the Intercontinental belts that come out are on a white strap. So it does give this figure something of interest there. Something that's a little bit rare that just might convince you to go for it. I have this belt already. I have a Mr. Perfect already. I know that shouldn't really sway my kind of opinion, my rating of the figure. But I don't know. For me, I'm around about a 7.5. I think it is better than average. But I don't know. I think if you've already got the belt, I think that is a big reason to get it. So, there we go, guys. Two very good figures. Make no mistake about it. That Mr. Perfect is excellent. I do have one already, and maybe that black ring attire is just a little bit dull. The Iron Shiek is incredible though, so a 9.5, maybe even a 10 for the Iron Shiek. Certainly a 7.5 at least for the Mr. Perfect. Two excellent figures available now at Target.com. Thanks a lot to Mattel for sending these through, and I'll see you next time.